Welcome back to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you're a one-hit wonder, I'm glad you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, I need to know, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Okay, today I am going to do a couple of things. We're going to flip the calendar, and I want to show you some happy mail that I got, and also we're going to do sort of the wrap up of the Shawl-la-la-long. Y'all, I cannot believe it's over. What am I wearing? Okay, this, now I uploaded a picture of this on Instagram. This is a shawl that I did for a crochet test pattern. Should be released in the next couple of weeks. It's called The Most Pico, and it's by Samantha Stoppel. This was really fast, quick, easy. The pattern, the shawl, it's available in 2 sizes. I made the small. It only used 1 skein of fingering weight yarn, and it did use a small hook, which is always a challenge to me. But again, I made it probably maybe in 2 weeks, and it's really pretty. It's very lacy, and again, the picot on the edge is really pretty. Let's see if you can see that. And I use this yarn that I got from, it's a WonderlandYarns yarn. It's called City Lights Reflected on Wet Pavement. And when I look at it, it's the pops of color. So it's all black, but it's got the pops of color, and it reminds me of when I was a teenager and I went to the local skating rink and they played 99 Luftballons. That song yes, so that's what this reminded me of. As for my friend Miss Hetty, she is wearing the latest incarnation of the Pursuing Peace shawl. Shameless plug, and I made it out of a red heart, what is it called? Red Heart Melange something. I can't remember, but the colorway is autographed. This took 1 skein. I'm really sad because I really love this colorway. Happy Mail, aka Walking on Sunshine. The first thing I want to show you is something I got from a GlamFammer. She sent me this gift as a consolation prize for all of the challenges that I faced trying to get to the Hobby Lobby clearance sale, and I so appreciate it. Her username is Mama Dots Creations. When she told me she was sending it, I was like, oh my goodness. Without further ado, she sent me this. Wow! A huge yarn bag. And the 3 little feeder things up here so that I can crochet without having to open it. So it's kind of like a yarn bowl, but like a really big yarn bowl. And it has a nice zipper on the front. And I have 2 more bags that are similar in style to this one. And these are perfect for storing large project quantity. What am I trying to say? Like when you have a project that's going to need a lot of yarn. So I put all of the project yarn in here, and then I will carry 1 skein in a smaller project bag, especially if I want to carry it around or anything. But I just love this. I love the checks, the chevron. So again, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I've got projects that need a home to reside in. Also, I was in a yarn swap. My friend Rochelle of Queen's Yarn Boutique sent me fun cotton yarn to play with. This is URU or Uru. I'm not really sure which way you're supposed to pronounce it, but it's, you know, it was knit crate. This is Cotton Basic. The colorway is called Glaze. It is 100% organic Pima cotton in a DK weight. It's 275 yards or 251 meters. And it requires a 4.5 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Two of these, 275 times 2 is 550. Y'all, if that's right. Oh my gosh, I think that's right. Okay, so 550 yards. I don't know what I can make with it, but I know that I think I have some more cotton DK somewhere, so maybe I can kind of put it with this and make something, because y'all, really, it is like, hold on, it is hot degrees. Okay, it is so hot. I just want to make hot weather stuff. I want to make t-shirts. I want to make tank tops. I really want to make tank tops. Speaking of tank tops, I'm going to go more into that in my, March overview, which also my monthly podcasts, I'm going to start calling them LPs now, just to keep with the theme of the 80s and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'll tell you about that shirt. Okay, so I love Grace for the Frills. Y'all know that. And I started making the sagebrush tank. I have 50% of it done. And here's why it's only 50%. Because your girl didn't read ahead in the pattern, which I'm going to say this now, and I will stand by this statement from here on out. Always, always, always read the pattern in full before you start. Because for some reason, I don't know why reason, I thought that this shirt was made in the round. It is not made in the round. It is made in 2 pieces. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There are benefits to seamed garments. I've heard that it's better, like that you can get a better fit. It also prevents it prevents a lot of stretching. If something is seamed, in 2 pieces as opposed to being in the round or whatever. So I understand that, but I hate having to make 2 identical pieces, because I have never ever been able to make 2 identical pieces. Ever. One will always be smaller or larger. Whatever can go wrong with the second piece, it will be, or what's worse, the second piece is nicer than the first piece. So even at that, the 2 identical pieces are never identical. So I tend to run away from patterns that I know require seaming, which is why that's why I was made 50% of the sagebrush tank, not realizing it was to be made in pieces. Will I make the second half? That's a good question, because I'm literally halfway through it. Y'all, I don't know how I didn't see it coming. Now, with that being said, does anybody know of a tank top pattern that is not made in pieces? If I can't find one, then I guess I will finish that tank top, but doggone it, enough about that. So Rochelle sent me these 2 cotton yarns, and she sent me these 2, which are also Uru or URU. This one is called Asher, and the colorway is Cucumber. Let me see if I can get that all up in there. This is a really good name for this color. Now right here, I don't know, on the camera to me this is showing up white, but it's actually a really, really pale green. So it's, again, well, green greenish yellow. This is 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, and 11% nylon. It is a sport weight, 351 yards or 320 meters. Wash dry, machine wash cold dry flat, 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now this is not the same weight as this, but again, okay, so now this is 700 yards. Now with 700 yards, we can do some damage. However, okay, it doesn't feel bad. So y'all remember I have like 3 parts in which to judge yarn. It's the squish, the rub, and then the feel in the finished project. Okay, now I have felt some linen yarn and I did not enjoy any aspect of the 3 steps, so I kind of have this prejudged notion in my head when I see linen. But because linen is not, well, it is the majority ingredient because it's 35% linen, but because it's got other stuff in here, it's not as horrible as the original or the other linen that I felt before. I don't dislike it. So again, now we've got 701 or 702 yards of this and 500, what was it? 550 yards of this. Another swap that I did with my friend Mimi. This is from Juniper Moon Farms. It's called Zoe. And this one is 60% cotton and 40% linen. It is 284 yards and it recommends a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. This is a number 2. So this is a sport weight. 284 yards, and I got 2 skeins. This one is, the color is called Morganite, like a dusty pink, dusty rose. And then this color is called Pearl. It's almost like a gray oatmeal. And if we do 284 times 2, that is 568. Y'all, I am on fire. Editing Jackie will let y'all know if I got that right, but woo! That is real freaky if I got that right. Literally, for the past month, like exactly, I got sick March 5th. And from March 5th until just last week, I have been sick on medication. I finally feel better. And oh, I almost forgot a piece of Happy Mail. This one is the first one. As I was saying, the GlamFam is awesome, right? Okay, so I got the bag from Dorothy, aka Mama Dot's Creations. And before I got that, when I was feeling like, when I was at the, almost like the height of my misery, I got a package from Debbie, the Canadian crocheter. I got a Debbie bag. How cool is this bag? Okay. First of all, it's literally all my favorite colors, right? Teal, aqua, robin's egg, mint, Tiffany blue, literally all of that. And kitty cats. And oh, okay, I remember now. Okay, and look at her label. Okay, how cool and how cute is that? Anyway, humongous project bag, which again will go great with my yarn bag because colossal yarn what am I trying to say? Like, like if I'm making a sweater, okay, yeah, if I'm making a sweater, I'll put all the sweater yarn in here that I need total. And in here, I would have the skein that I'm working on plus the project in this bag. That's what I'm trying to say. Whew. This bag is just amazing, right? Well, inside of said bag was another bag. And again, that's my color. Okay. And I love, you know, she does scraps. So it's all just scraps, like almost like quilts that she turns into bags, essentially. So continuing with things I love, color, check. Kitty cats, check. Owls, check. Teacups, check, 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 check. This is so adorable. And I had to do this. Okay. There's my loving, oh my goodness, my cassette tape stitch marker. Now, I know that there is a right and a wrong way to make a stitch marker. I don't know how to do it the right way. So what I have done is taken the light bulb stitch markers and I just hang this off of here. However, I hate light bulb stitch markers. That's a thing okay, first of all, most of the time I've seen people using it, they are knitters. And I guess I understand that. They're just not, to me, they're not crochet friendly. I could be wrong. They don't slide into crochet stitches neatly. They just split and they're, I have the little, I don't even know what they're called. And eventually I will turn them into proper stitch markers. And see, I went on this little tangent for no reason. This bag is adorable. Debbie, I just love it. And okay, the inside again, my mint, teal, robin's egg, Tiffany, blue, aqua, seafoam, sea green. And even the zipper is that beautiful color. Now, as if that weren't enough, Debbie had to send me a little bit of Canada along with these beautiful bags. And that meant a skein of Canadian dyed yarn. All right, now here's what I think is so cool about this. The colors, and this may have been accidental or on purpose, I don't know. The colors are LSU, which is, you know, the state college team. So purple and gold. Yeah. This is going to go great with the mini. Oh, this is going to go great with the minis that I got. Okay, so this is all dyed up. All dyed up fiber. What? Oh, right. Outfit change. It's something new. No, actually what happened is something. I don't know what, but literally half of this video that I had recorded without sound for some reason. So I'm trying to redo it and remember everything I said before, but ADHD brain, I probably said 1,000 things and remembered 3. So bear with me. This yarn is hand dyed or painted, fingering weight, superwash MCN, which is 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. It is 400 yards or 365 meters, and it's called Sabine Kingston or Sable Kingston, right? Thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Dot, and Mama Dot. Thank you, Rochelle and Mimi, for my Walking on Sunshine. The fact that this yarn has cashmere in it, I recently found out you can get like 100% cashmere yarn, but it costs the same as a small house. I was watching the knitting podcast. Her name is Sarah. It's the Black Sheep Knitter, and she made one of the Sophie scarves, which, you know, kind of took over the knitting world, I think the last half of last year. But she made hers. She didn't want to use wool because her hair, okay, so her hair is like mine. You know, it's the natural African American hair, because like wool is hair and hair is hair, and you know, you don't want those two fibers rubbing up against each other because it could, you know, be damaging to our hair. So I think she made hers, her Sophie scarf. She wore it, she was making it to wear as a headband, and I think hers was made out of cashmere or silk or some kind of something or other, where there was no wool in her finished fiber. And it was I loved how her scarf came out, but I also loved the fact that, you know, she paid close attention to the fiber that she chose for a specific reason. I love the fact that there are so many fibers that are available, you know, now for whatever needs that we might have. So something I have been doing, because again, you know, I'd been sick and I wanted to crochet, but I didn't really want to have to crochet anything that was going to require focus, concentration, which, yeah, it was not, concentration was definitely not for me. But I made this also for Judy's monthly Cal, Judy's Creations and Crochet. She does every month, it's the flower, the birth flower, you know, like there's birthstones for every month of the birth flower. And March's flower was daffodil. I feel like that's right. This is what I made. It's a yarn cozy. And if you're not familiar with what a yarn cozy is, the quick and dirty version of that is, it's simply a cozy that you use to hold your cakes of yarn in. This is made out of this is actually the Premier Fruits sock yarn. It's like acrylic and nylon, I think, something like that. And it holds this cake in so nicely, because when you're, you know, when you're working from a center pull, after a while the center starts to collapse in on itself, and then you got like a mess. This kind of helps to contain the mess. And granted, this one isn't tall enough for this cake of yarn, but I just wanted to put this on here. They just use scrap yarn. Here's another one. This one I made, this is 100% wool. This is Patton's Classic Wool, some leftovers I had, and this right up here is the wool I got from Topsy Farm. I made some slippers out of this yarn right here. I started with a pattern, but then quickly realized that it's similar to making a hat. So if you've ever made a hat, you just start with a magic ring, and I believe, like, okay, this is worsted weight, so I think I did like I started with 10 stitches, and then I doubled, you know, the second row was 20 stitches and then 30 stitches. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, so 40 rows, and then the next row, it's the same count, but you do in back loop only, so it gives you this little bit of an edge. I hope you can see that. Let me move my head out of the way. And then I just did some front post double crochets, front post, back post, alternating across the bottom. Then the rest of it is just basically double crochets. And yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. And then the last row is just a row of single stitches, just to, even though there's some stretch, I kind of put that there to act as a a little bit of a stretch inhibitor. I don't know. This is for a larger one. And before I found the pattern to make these, I had seen Knitty Natty's, and hers, the first ones that she had were knit, and that's when I had picked up my Tunisian hooks again, and I just took again some scrap yarn, and using the Tunisian, not this one, nope, here we go, yeah, this one I made with Tunisian knit stitches and then Tunisian purl. So I just did 2 by 2 all the way around. I did it in, you know, flat, and then I just seamed it up here. And even though this is tall and skinny looking, it works as a cozy. And I made this one also in the same style, and this one. And this one here, I believe, yes, this one is traditional crochet. I just did double crochet, back loop only, all the way around. And then I did a row of single crochets across the top and the bottom. No rhyme or reason, but again, these work so well. It's time to flip the calendar. Hey, 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 flip the calendar. Y'all ready? 2, 1. I gotta peek around. How pretty is that? I really like this color. I'm gonna have to look really hard through my stash because I really want to play with this color. And y'all know I got plenty of this color right here. Are you inspired? The Shawl-la-la-long is now over. And I'm so sad. I cannot believe I'm going to pop in footage right here showing you all of the shawls that were made, all of the shawls that were submitted, and just so you can see how wonderfully talented the crochet community, the knit community, and the GlamFam are. Now, just because the Shawl-la-la-long is over does not mean that we won't be doing this again, because we will be doing this again, okay? For sure. And I already have an idea for my next make-along. I won't give a whole lot of information right now, but it will start August 1st. That much I can tell you. And if you know anything about what is significant about August 1st, then you probably already have a huge idea as to what this make-along is going to be. That's all I'm going to say. If you like today's video, please do me a favor and like this video. When you do that, it just lets other people see me and find me, and maybe just perhaps they too will become a member of the GlamFam. All right, so if you want to become a member of the GlamFam, you can do that by clicking that subscribe button. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.